We all know that he's received attention all over the entire world. Well, this morning we're going to hear from supporters on both sides of this case, and we're joined right now by Abu Jamal supporter Pam Africa, and later on in the program by Fraternal Order Police President Rich Costello. First, we're going to speak with Pam Africa. She's the coordinator of the International Concerned Family and Friends of Abu Jamal. Pam, thanks for being with us this morning. We sure appreciate it. Had Abu Jamal not had a stay of execution, he would have been put to death on December 2nd. I know you speak with him quite often. What are his feelings on this and the movement for him to get a new trial at this point?
Well, he's not shocked about the movement for him because John Africa predicted it some years ago. Supporters of Mumia, such as the European Parliament, the Japanese Diet, presidents of different countries, Congress, they all state very clearly that Mumia did not have a fair trial. And that's based on evidence. What's happening here, Mumia's case is exposing an injustice that's not just happening to Mumia, but to poor folks, to blacks, poor whites, Latinos, you know, across the United States. And Mumia, you know, he's proud that, you know, he's been given an opportunity actually to expose the injustices in this system.
We're going to talk with Rich Costello about the other side of this case. I want to let people know that. But I want to know from Mumia Abu Jamal's point of view, this has also grown exponentially. And I can't imagine even 17 years ago anyone being able to predict the kind of international importance this case is taking on. One thing, you guys have a number of internet sites that span across the entire globe, throughout Africa, throughout Europe, throughout Asia, here in the United States, many, many of them. What is his response to some of that kind of a movement? It's a grassroots movement that started for him.
Well, like I said, you know, Mumia's not surprised about the movement, and because he was told about this in 1981 by John Africa. See, Mumia is innocent, and it's evident that he's innocent. This movement hasn't grown out of threats and intimidation as, you know, the FOP is doing to people right now, and threatening people like Sting, who signed the ad, paid money to sign the ad, calling for a new trial for Mumia. That's what he called for. And as a result of that, this man was threatened to be boycotted. At the day that his picture appeared in the obituary page, right after that, Sting changed and said that, you know, he thought he had signed an ad calling for, you know, dealing with anti-death penalty.
Yeah,
but it was evident. It was evident. He signed the ad because this is how the ads look. And for Mumia, can we get a picture of this?
It was something for a
Can we get a picture of this? And Mumia's picture on it, and it calls for a new trial, nothing more. And anytime you have
some controversy over all of that and how it was interpreted by Sting and by other folks.
Well, you know, he was forced to, just like Veronica Jones was forced to change her testimony, just like Mr. Singletary was forced to change his testimony based on police intimidation. That's what happened to Sting. It's evident. He signed the ad with Mumia's picture on it, paid money to sign it, but once the FOP, forced this man to change his mind, it was, you know, and it's being portrayed as if something else happened there.
Well, we're going to get a response from Rich Costello on that, but I want to ask you, you have a big event coming up as well. You've had a number of real big events, but this Saturday, tell us about what's going on.
This Saturday on December 11th at Progress Plaza, we're having people come in to march through the black community, educating people in the case of Mumia.
And there's some very prominent folks coming to this.
Right.
Al Sharpton.
No, Al Sharpton will be at the prison. We're going to the prison to visit Mumia tomorrow. And, you know, I'd like to put it out right now that if the FOP is stating that Mumia is guilty of killing Faulkner, let's have a trial. You know, we want a fair debate. You know, no 3 minutes here for him and 3 minutes here for us. Let's have an open town debate. Let them bring all their lawyers, everybody on their side, and then let's bring our side and let the people decide. And right now we have stolen Mumia's name. You know, Mumia at AOL, Mumia at www.mumia.org is Mumia's website. The FOP has done one called www.mumia.com. You know, because they cannot, you know, gather the support that they need to carry their lie on.
Well, we will have Rich Costello respond to that. In fact,
yes, we do have it here now.
Rich is here now. Well, how would you like to respond to that?
I know, Rick. First of all, thanks for coming.
Yeah, we
in.
should
You're stuck in the traffic there. You're finally hearing a mic on you now.
Well, in the Bible, there's a passage, I believe it is chapter 8 of the Gospel of John, in which Jesus of Nazareth describes Satan as a liar, father of lies, and a murderer from the beginning. Based on what I've heard here today, I'd have to say that that description is chillingly accurate when applied to Jamal and to his twisted disciples.
Well, let's have a response to Ms. Africa. I'm asking for a new trial. Again, tell us why you and the FOP do not want a new trial.
Number one, the FOP didn't convict anybody. A jury of the defendant's peers convicted him. Number two, the only reason a new trial is sought is because several witnesses are now dead. It's been 18 years. The whole thing is a charade. He was convicted. We went through an entire 3 months of the Post-Conviction Relief Act hearings. And again, there was held to be no evidence indicating that he was in anything other than guilty as charged. The fact remains that this is all a stunt. That nonsense about a website is false. I don't know anything about it. We have our own FOP website.
You do have a website?
An FOP website.
What can we see if we go to that website?
News about the Fraternal Order of Police. The website she's referring to, I'm not familiar with.
So you do not have a website specifically for information about the
Absolutely not.
Case?
Absolutely not.
Let's talk a little about what happened this week. Rage Against the Machine is a rock group that came to Philadelphia. They performed at the First Union Center. And now on this day of the anniversary, I don't know if it's just a coincidence, you're announcing something at 1 o'clock this afternoon and on our program this morning that you're asking for a boycott of First Union and their subsidiaries. Is that actually going to happen at 1 o'clock this afternoon?
Yes, it is. It very definitely is.
Why are you asking for a boycott against First Union?
Well, we don't have a rock group here. We have a hate group put to guitar music. Two of their biggest hits are Killing in the Name and Bullet in the Head. We're not talking Peter, Paul, and Mary here. This organization is championing the fact that this individual murdered a police officer. They did it here in Philadelphia, and we consider it an open obscenity. It was supported by the people at First Union Center and the Spectrum. First Union Bank is
Did you talk to First Union about this before?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
What was their response?
Their response was that they would have this group make a public statement disavowing violence against anybody, including police, or they would not appear. There was no public statement, and the concert was held as scheduled.
What are you asking your membership to do against, as far as the boycott is concerned, against First Union? Because they have many things besides First Union Center. I mean, the banks. I suppose many of your membership have checking accounts, savings accounts, retirement accounts. Are you asking them to pull all their money out of there?
We're asking them to pull anything out and have in no way, shape, or form support an organization that provided a venue and a forum for a message of hate during the season. Unanimous.
Unanimous. Let me be a devil's advocate here. Let's say that members of the Sixers or Coach Larry Brown gave money to support Abu Jamal. Would you then say that the Sixers should be thrown out of First Union or not?
Absolutely. Anybody who supports this killer is tacitly saying that they sanction the murder of police officers. And I think that's an obscene message to be delivered, particularly on the anniversary of the cold-blooded killing of Officer Daniel Faulkner.
Can we get your response?
Yes, well, you know what? This is really great because this man has just sat here and lied. Bullet in the Head is about cops killing black men, shooting them in the head. And Ray started off talking about they dropped the bomb. They were talking about cops like him who dropped a bomb killing 11 black men, women, and children. Ray did make it very clear that they are not about cop killers. And you know that they are calling for a new trial for Mumia Abu Jamal. They made it very plain. And again, this is the intimidation that these people have used on people like Singletary, Veronica Jones. You know, this is their history. People can go buy, just go to a bookstore, to a record store, get the lyrics, and read what it is that it says. They're not talking about murdering anybody. They're talking about the FOP history, this government history. And again, it points to what liars and bullies these people are.
Complete, utter, absurd nonsense. This continually repeating call for a new trial is a cheap charade. If Jamal publicly admitted what he did and apologized to the Faulkner family for the horror he's put them through for 18 years, I think this issue would be put to rest. But he's never denied that he murdered Officer Faulkner.
Yes, he did.
Pardon me. He's never denied he murdered Officer Faulkner.
I'm not going to sit here and let you lie like that.
He's innocent of any wrong.